welcome everyone along for the ride once again on a Sunday evening. We are here live with 2 SLR Tier 2, and alongside me is North Korean Supreme Leader, that Bans. How you doing?
Hello.
Okay, so we've got ourselves the 19th round of this season. It's slowly coming to a close. We've already had our championship decided, and we are here at the Circuit of the Americas as the McLaren in the background. So shortly just decided to drive into the wrong direction in the pits for like half a second. Amazing.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, so we've got 18 drivers facing the Circuit of the Americas, and it's going to be an interesting ride. Normally, I mean, I like races at Coda. I also personally like driving them, but I know lots of drivers don't. Doesn't change that. It's a track with lots of overtaking and also lots of prolonged battles, because there's many corners on the track where you can run side by side for multiple corners, like for example in Sector 3, and then there is the long straight in Sector 2, and also Sector 1. You should probably not run side by side there, but that does rarely hold people up, so I'm sure we're going to see some dicey action there. I'm looking forward to it. So, as drivers, we've got Luke debuting here. He is not a stranger to driving in our Tier 2 broadcasters on EGL. He's obviously been a staple driver in SLR Tier 2, where he's completely failed in the USA to help me win a championship. Instead, he has crashed out on lap 4, and I'm sure he will look to redeem himself. He's got quite an incredible lap-in time trial here, but I mean, that doesn't show the full picture, and today we're gonna see if he can get anywhere close to that, and if he doesn't win it, I'm sure he'll be a favorite to get on the podium or even win this race. So another driver I've not seen drive here before is DJ Mario 13, so I think he's a new guy. He is I think running the same starting number. They actually are. The two Alfa Romeos, both running number 13, and they are both also new drivers. So I have absolutely no clue who he is and what his experiences are, how good he is, what's his pace, and it's going to be interesting to see today, as he will head through the final sector.
Mr. Vessel also starting his lap in that trusty old Renault.
That is better than Mercedes, as evident by the fact that Justin and Furiosos are both behind him. So, yep. I mean, on the timing tower, I mean, it just tells you everything. That is a really clean run through Sector 1 so far. He gets a purple sector according to the mini-map, keeps it very tight, and I don't think he's in love with it in this run. So, I'm sure he's on for a really good lap. I think good laps are like mid 31s, and Justin is almost a second off that. He does a 32.4, but Sandix gets closer, 32 flat. And Toads is the first one to break into the 31s right away. It's a really good time. Pixel fails to deliver so far. He's on a 32.9 and Wimpy 32.4. And Luke already going all out with 31.4. That would have put him like P2 or 3 yesterday into 1 SLR, which tells you something.
That's ridiculous.
It really is.
What's he doing in Tier 2, dude?
Using assists. He should just drop them all, I'm just saying. It wouldn't really, I mean, it would probably elevate the driving experience. Anyway, so Vessel is going to come across the line shortly, goes out of the final corner. Looked like a really good lap, and it's a 32.1. Which is a good lap, but it's overshadowed a little bit by that insane time that Network has put in as his first lap. So, I'm sure, I mean, I think the others will probably struggle to do anything against that, because it's a really good time.
Yeah, I'd be a bit surprised.
His counterpart, the other Alfa Romeo, and the other new driver as well, DJ Mario, seems to be on the other end of the spectrum so far, but it's his first race, so
I think it's actually because I think I saw it in qualifying earlier. They actually swapped the front wing over to Netherloop's car.
Oh, that is of
So
course. That is of course.
it was a very efficient front wing upgrade worth 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, what a Red Bull thing to do. Or a McLaren thing, depends who you trust.
Yeah, I think there's one thing you can definitely do to improve his lap, and that's to drive the car faster.
Yeah, generally when I find that people accuse me of being slow, I try to spend less time in the zone between the start and the finish of my lap.
Yeah.
Usually when I succeed at that, then I get quicker. So that's generally how driving works, I think. It's like a high level idea, so I don't know. But yeah, that would help. Also, what would help is not invalidating their laps, and two drivers who have done that are Larson and Nico Rosbot. So they're going to try and set laps now, and both on out laps. John, I think, is invalidated too, I guess? Oh no. Yeah, he has. He didn't put a lap in, he's in the pits. It's actually check tires. We've got Furiosus, who is getting adjusted to the wheel. He seems to be a little bit frustrated lately with his pace. Even if he tries doing laps on the pad, he seems dissatisfied with his time. So it's going to be interesting to see him. He's had some really good form early in the season, and I think the last 3 races of him will be like a little bit of a test of patience and how well he can adjust to driving in a wheel.
Is it gonna rain in this session?
I doubt it. It looks kind of overcast. But,
it looks like it's about to start raining.
But maybe you're right. But I think it will hold up, just about, probably. Yeah, I mean, the game itself probably doesn't know at this point, so how can we do?
Yeah, that's true. But I gotta give them credit there. I think the weather system is quite fun in this game. Quite unpredictable at times when it starts raining. I mean, the only problem is that sometimes it goes from super dry to soaking wet in like half a lap.
Yeah, I think the problem is that it's like very clearly that they just flip a switch, at which point which is quicker. It's not about like managing your pace while being in a transitional period. It's more like just hope that you get as close to the DRS enabled message as you can with your pit stop, and then you're Gucci. I think that's the issue. If you look like at ACC or something, even if after it started raining, you can still drive around on softs for like a lap or two. If you if you find the dry lines, there's going to be more grip. If you pick up some rubber from off track, you can actually like get more grip going, and this game does simulate that.
I'm pretty sure it does simulate the grip drop off happening over time instead of being in stages. I think the thing is, I believe like in the 50% races it might be a bit broken, because sometimes it takes like 4, 5, 6 laps to get really wet, and sometimes it takes 1 lap.
No, my problem is like I found myself driving like really long corners, and in the middle of the corner I would get the DRS enabled disabled thingy, and then I'd instantly get on this or oversteer, and then just start sliding like in the middle of the corner where I had grip, and then at that point it just suddenly goes. Which I find a bit ridiculous. I don't know.
I've never had that. I don't know. Maybe it's true. I don't know.
Well, I've
just never experienced it myself.
I don't know. Also, like, a thing that's a little bit frustrating is that Jeff doesn't tell the same to anyone. I wouldn't mind the race engineer being like misinformed sometimes on the broadcast, because I mean that's real.
He's just broken. He's broken in the game.
Exactly, that's the problem. Like sometimes he gives people genuinely good advice, and sometimes he just doesn't.
Yeah, tip to anyone watching: don't listen to Jeff. Just look at this guy.
Yeah, Jeff is
like genuinely. Just judge yourself. It's not worth the chance of it not being true what he says.
Yeah, sometimes he'll just tell you. Usually the way I go about it, if Jeff tells me to come in and others come in as well, then I do, because that means that multiple people have received the messages. But like I've had the race in, well, that's some time ago. It was season 2 of SLR in France, where like Jeff told me to come in for intermediates, and so I did. And then Popo Gamer, Pretorius, and I were the only one that was out. Oh, what the? Wow, that's an insane lap. It's 31-2.
Aye.
He's getting close to WoW here. That would certainly be.
What is he doing in Tier 2, dude?
I don't know. Should just force him to drop assists.
Yeah, honestly, what a waste of talent there. Why are you on assist, dude? Holy... I mean, come on.
I mean, I actually don't know, but I'm like pretty confident he's driving on a pad. So like, I can understand it, but... I mean, we've got quick drivers on the pad as well without assist.
I mean, we have speed. Yeah. Is there any pad? Is he on the pad?
Who's Speedy?
No, Netluke isn't.
Oh.
He has a wheel.
Well, looking at his inputs, they look like kind of... I don't know.
No, he has a wheel. He has a wheel.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know? Did he say it?
He told me 2 hours ago.
Nice wheel, mate.
Amazing. Thank you for this input. Okay, it looked a little weird on the SS. But, okay. But then there's no excuse. Drop assists now. Or with the new game. That's no fun. Jonah with a really good time. It's 32-0. So that puts him in P3. Good time from him. Someone I expect to improve on this is Pixel. He's currently down in P14. I've seen him do way better laps. Oh, Cub's on in P2 now. I know Pixel can improve on this, but I think he's probably invalidated the majority of his runs now.
Correction, maybe. The wording is with Neth said that Danny talked him into buying a wheel. I don't know if that means that this was a while ago and he bought one, or if he is going to buy one.
No, I think he's going to buy one, probably. Sounds like it. I was just riding on board, look kind of paddy, yeah, pad-like.
I guess we'll never know.
We can literally ask him, but sure, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. But I'm okay to never know.
Bruh.
JJ, actually, I must say that this session is like, if you quickly ignore the fact that Netluke does indeed exist, then the grid is kind of close. I mean, we've got 11 drivers within a second here, going from Toadza to Inferno Koi, or yeah, almost a second. It's really close. Pixel is also almost in that, so we've got a really close grid here. It's going to be interesting in the race for sure. I just have that feeling of dread that Netluke might run away with this, which he probably will. But I mean,
Yeah, it's clearing up quite a lot. It was the exact same yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, DJ Mario, there out of the corner, has a bit of a spin into the wall.
Oh yeah, that's out of the slow. Left-hander coming onto the straight, and he gets out of the way according to protocol and doesn't get into anyone's way, which is good.
Yep.
But he will have time to come in and do one more run to get him out of the last row of the grid. NJJ is on a lap, I believe. No, he's not. Oh, he's invalidated. I see invalidations again. Oh, that's amazing. I didn't for eternities. Pixel is up by 6/10, so we're gonna see the end of this lap. Let's hope he doesn't invalidate in the penultimate corner. He's 6/10 up. That will probably bring him like close to P7. That is very conservative here. He knows what is at stake. He knows he has to nail this, and he's going to cut it tight here and jumps from P14 up to P6. So 32-1 is, I think, almost what he was able to do in practice. I think in practice he barely did a 31.9 or something. Not to discredit him, but I'm just saying he should probably be relatively happy with that. Though he probably could have gone faster, but like 32-1, not a bad time. Also ahead of Vessel, but I imagine Vessel is probably going to improve. Yeah,
I mean, Vessel has the best car on the grid. I don't understand, You know, I don't think there's any reason not to finish on pole here.
But I mean, he's generational talent because he's still out of X6B. So.
True.
To be fair, they probably gave us all the good parts. That's just what Renault does, like to my poor boy Nico Hülkenberg, who's clearly better than Daniel Ricciardo. Anyways, so I hope there's people who actually believe I think that.
You don't?
I definitely do. I just want people to think what I actually think, yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna see.
So what's your opinion on the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Let's not.
I think it's about as climactic as the lap I'm currently watching from Toadza, because because I thought he was going for full-on lap and then he just suddenly slowed down and ended up doing nothing. So basically...
Well, Vessel's on his last lap and he's one of the other pole contenders here. So, worth keeping an eye on.
Yeah, I mean...
really playing around with the realistic F1 2019 gearbox to get that rotation in there.
It's very realistic, it just wouldn't survive more than 10 seconds. There's a very interesting talking point which I want to bring to your attention and know your take on. So, what do you think about racing line being disadvantaged at Kota because the run-off area looks exactly like the racing line and therefore you can't make the track is? What's your opinion on that?
I think Kota, the real-life circuit, has to get resurfaced on the outside to make it easier for racing line players in the game. Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable. I think they should just, should just make it normal asphalt and like make the and remove the white line from the track limit, so racing line users know where the track is and there's no...
oh, Vessel!
Oh dear, if he can get away with that... Oh, he actually got away with that, I believe. Now he's going to jump up from P10. There you can see, you thought it was the racing line, but it was actually red runoff. So it's
funny, did you see that rotation he got when he downshifted mid-corner though? That was ridiculous.
So he's going into P4. Justin had an amazing race yesterday, and he's in a clear advantage as he's actually able to distinguish the track from the runoff. He is 1/10 up. I think this joke is not going to get any funnier the more I say it. But oh yeah, Justin goes well off track into the green. Toadza retires, but he's put in a 31-4, so I mean he can be very happy with that. Just no, I mean it's the closest anyone's gotten to Netflix so far. Justin probably that lap doing that, and he's also going to run out of the other, so I imagine he's probably not going to improve significantly. What is the opposition doing? Kubzon is not doing anything. Sanix is has abandoned his lap. NJJ, Sector 3, no ERS, so he's also not going to improve. Nico Rosbot, that's a left-hander in case you didn't know. Anyways, Windy's in Sector 2, but it looks like, yeah, he's lifting heavily, so no improvement there either. Furious is also, and Ocean Chief just barely improves. So, and DJ Murray is also even on the same, so I think Larson is the most serious improvement about to happen, even though he's also up by less than 1/10 of a second. So, he will want to be quicker than that. Actually, I'm really surprised. I mean, these times are all really solid. Oh, Sanix almost gets into Larson's way there as he approaches the last corner, avoids that curve very well on the inside, and will now try to get himself off of P14. And DJ Murray almost gets in the way. Larson has been spooked throughout this lap. He puts in a 32.222, and that is P12 for him, right behind Pixel, who ends up outside of the top 10, which could be an advantage if there's no missed time safety. So, we are looking at hopefully a close race. Maybe Netflix is showing some really good pace, but only 2/10 ahead of Toadza, so maybe Toadza can still compete in the race. Maybe staying within the DRS, which is quite strong. Oh, never. Oh, what? Am I blind? I didn't see Netflix put in a 30.8. That is like, that would have been pole in tier 1. yesterday.
That's
What are you doing here, Neff? What?
tier 2 to throw better than tier 1 SLR. Don't
I
at
mean,
me.
obviously, but we all knew that. Like, but
No, it's
like,
just confirmed.
yeah.
I didn't see it because my screen said my controller wasn't plugged in and I couldn't make it go away.
Ah,
Even though
yes.
my controller was
Brayden
in fact
Thompson.
plugged in at work. Very epic.
I didn't see it because either I'm absolutely blind or it didn't update. Probably the first.
Ah, yes.
I just play too much VR. Lol.
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 Your eyes are becoming rectangular, Timo. Actually, they're becoming dual screens.
That's pretty cool. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, I think that's pretty lit.
Yeah.
Just a moment.
That's also why my parents failed to get me away from gaming. I thought rectangular eyes are just really awesome. I mean, it is anti-mainstream, and nothing is cooler than being anti-mainstream. So, play video games. Did Bertje 27 drive the practice? Because I don't think he did. We might have had a new joiner that I didn't. Yeah, he's in the Ferrari, and he's on the back of the grid, so he is not done quali. We've got 19 runners now, which is nice. Let's look at our tires. We've got everyone on softs except for Furiosus and XTXP. So P15 and 16 are the only ones who are willing to take a risk. And it is a risk. I mean, if there's an early safety car, like basically everyone can drive home with mediums, and they can't. So their strategy is going to be considerably at a disadvantage, unless they also get a well-timed safety car, like around lap 20 to pit for softs. I could also, of course, pit for hards, but they're just gonna be slower throughout the entire race than everyone who's pitted for mediums. So I wouldn't advise it. Which is also the reason I didn't go for the medium start in SLR Tier 2. And it proved to be right. Well, it would have proved to be right. So, that is that. Wimpy is kind of down the order. P13 has done better recently. But we're gonna see what he's capable of doing. I think he is probably faster than this. And let's hope he gets through the race well. And maybe he can get some points. He's performed really well recently. So, not out of the question. Vessel in P4. Well, I wouldn't call it out of position, because it's still P4 and it's really good. But with having the fastest car on the grid by like 4 seconds, it's a little poor. I don't know.
Hello, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries. You only missed the highly action-packed formation map.
Oh, I bet.
Which will be followed by an amazing turn 1 which has never caused any huge crashes while someone accidentally disconnected their controller and caused a mass pileup.
Ah, yes.
So that has never happened, and
The notorious controller disconnect.
yeah, I mean, no one who's currently driving on this grid has ever done that. So basically, we are looking at a turn 1. Let's see if everything goes right. Maybe Toadza can challenge Nefluk into turn 1. We've got our 5 red lights and we go green in Coda. And it looks like a decent start from both Nefluk and Toadza. They basically remain in formation. Kubsan looks for his gap, but he's going to be attacked by Vessel and looks all very well behaved. Some people run a little bit wide, a little bit of a tank stepper for Larsen. Ocean Chief in the background is a little bit off track, and Vessel actually got overtaken by Jonah, and he's now going to look at a counter move, but he can't. So now he runs off track, and we've lost someone. That's Furiosus and XTXP. They're both off the track.
Oh no.
Potentially came together in the S's. Nico Rosbot has been overtaken by Justin, is now going to lose another position to Pixel. If things go like they look for now. So Pixel has got himself into P10. And actually the two medium runners are the two drivers who are already basically out of contention. They will need a safety car now, ironically, even though they are strategy-wise those who would have taken the most damage from one. So, and that's how the tables turn. We've got everyone tucked in behind each other, but Wimpy is going for some first lap action. Also Pix having a look on Justin, and he almost spins himself as he has to hold on to that, and that rightfully costs him a position, and maybe even more as Wimpy absolutely lunges down his inside and barely manages to avoid the back of the Toro Rosso of Nico. Larsen now the one on the attack for Pixel, but he can't carry it around the outside. Inferno going with a massive run, and he almost gets it to the line of Larsen, or the other way around actually. So now Inferno has got the run of Larsen, and it shows how much you need to be careful on your move, because if you go for a bad move here, you're going to end up in a bad position, and people are going to come steaming past you. I think Sanix has lost some positions right at the start. To check the position. Yeah, he's started in P5, he's taken a little bit of a hit. He's been overtaken by Jonah and NJJ, so not the best of starts for him, but he's got pace, and we're going to hopefully see that from the also ACC driver in Ferrari. So let's see how he does. Actually, Toads is holding on to Nefrug really well. I think Nefrug is like more of a one-lap hero than good on race pace, which doesn't mean that his race pace isn't brilliant. Pixel is past Wimpy, and that must have been end of sector 2, start of sector, end of sector 1, start of sector 2. Justin and Eddie fighting into the corner at the end of the straight, and Justin, who took points in SLR Tier 1 here for the first time, is also getting himself into a spot for 4 points, and now Sanix with an absolute send on NJJ, who left the door open there. That was a complete fair switchback move, as Matt Bands doesn't fancy commentating with me again. I mean, I can't blame him. So he just left the session. That's amazing. It's an invite, actually. And DRS has now been enabled. Toadza is still within the second of Nefloop, but if Nefloop drives it really well in this first sector, he might be just about able to cut the link in the chain, and it looks like he has done so. Hasn't been overtaken by Inferno further down the order for P13, and he will probably be re-attacked by DRS, and the field already spreads out just a little bit, and there is a few connections where the DRS will not be in question for the fight. Sanix probably got a warning for that. Vessel is really close to Jonah, so I think we might see an attack from the Renault driver on the Ferrari, and indeed gets a really good run. Or does he though? No, he doesn't. I think he gets a massive overspeed there, and oh, he's turned into an AI. That explains it. So now he's dropping one position, but Sanix has a massive overspeed. Let's hope he doesn't absolutely send it on him. Oh, what a... Oh, that was late braking. It was all fair. He gets himself alongside, and that was a brilliant move. And gets himself into P6, so disaster strikes for Vessel as his AI takes over and he loses 2 positions. So he'll have to fight back. Toadza has lost Nefloop by the looks of it, and now Kubzon in the Red Bull will look to chase after him. Larsen in a little bit of trouble as he defends himself from Berthier. In the Ferrari has done well at avoiding carnage at the start. Didn't get himself caught up in the collision at all, so got himself up into P15, and shows that he would have probably qualified better than last had he driven the qualifying, as he was holding the pace of last. Are you here, by the way?
I hope so.
Oh, what a spin! I think Sanix is just... Oh, what? He's still drifting. That was amazing. Oh, no! That is Justin, and they've collided. I don't quite know what happened there, but it ended in Sanix being sent off the road after he's drifted through multiple corners and then come together with our champion. Now he gets into the way of DJ Mario. who's probably going to overtake him into this turn 11, I believe, or 10. Oh, Kurzan has passed Toadster. How did that happen? He's in P2 now, and I think that was just a DRS overtake. Bertje and Larsen are fighting it out in the same corner, the main spot for overtakes tonight by the looks of it. And they're still gonna run side by side. I've got bad experience with that, but this time it all goes well. With another send from Larsen, so he's not giving that up easy, and he conserves P13. Now we're gonna have a look up the order, and DJ Mario actually drops some positions, or one position, and gets a warning for corner cutting, so there must have been a little bit of an incident there. Can Toadster attack Coopson? Doesn't look like it. We've got yellows. And that is Sanix off the road in Sector 3, and that looks like it's probably unrecoverable, but he keeps himself out of the way. Larsen and Bertje is still fighting into turn 1, and through goes Bertje again. Sanix leaves the session, and that's his race time.
Yeah, that's a shame. Hopefully Fury stays in. But still, you know, we could still have a safety car very easily.
And Jonah, in the midst of all of this action up front, has brought himself into the fight for P2 here, as he has arrived with DRS in the train from Kubs on Toads and himself, which is 1.9 seconds behind Netflix, and they look like they're actually gaining a little bit. Maybe Netflix has overdone it on tires, and I mean, they die around now, and maybe he's done a worse job of managing them than the others. Pixel overtaken by Infernaco. Oh, Jonah gets himself a penalty. That is very early to get one. Of course, with the track limits being quite tight.
Oh, and JJ as well.
Yeah, and the track limits requiring you to take as much of the track as really exists. And maybe a little bit more. Of course, getting warnings will happen, and it will definitely affect the result in a significant way. And Jonah is on the back foot now, as he needs the others to make mistakes or just get past them and then be dominant from there.
Yeah, this track's a bit frustrating when it comes to the penalties in a situation as Pixel gets another penalty there. There's multiple spots on the track where the game doesn't regard whether or not you're actually on track or not, and does give you the warning regardless, like in the final turn, where you can still be on track with quite a bit of your tire and still get the warning. I suspect that's what probably happened to Jonah. That would explain why it happened so early on in the race. He probably wasn't expecting it.
And Pixel has lined up Wimpy for a passing. I think this is going to be a non-controversial one. He gets alongside, even though, I mean, he's not really gotten ahead here, so they're still gonna fight it out side by side in Sector 2. And Wimpy goes really late on the brakes, and Pixel leaves him the space, carries the momentum, and the next one's going to be the inside for him. But maybe Wimpy with a switchback send, yes, he goes down the inside, and oh, Pixel runs into his back. That holds him up, and now Bertje is on the attack. They're gonna run side by side through this super long right-handed. It all goes wrong for Pixel as Bertje attack. Oh, I mean, he clearly ran off track there. They come together.
Oh no! And he breaks his wing off there as well.
So much shoving there. Really? I didn't see.
Wimpy had wing damage.
I mean, visually his end plates are still there, but
his left front's off.
Oh, then I maybe got a bug display.
Yeah, it can happen, but definitely he will have broken his wing there.
I mean, I was also surprised I didn't see anything fly off Pixel's car, because that was quite an intense hit. Just a little penalty. I don't know if it's his first one, but it's not gonna help him. Toadster almost on track. Kubzon is also closing in on Netflix, so we are catching the leader right now. 1.3 seconds, and Infernaco makes his way through the field really well. He's now up into P9. The only driver gained more positions is Bertje, who's of course started in last. without qualifying. So Inferno really outdoing himself when it comes to comparing himself to qualifying. But overtaking them might not have been the best idea, as he's going to be prone to be re-overtaken by Nico here, who sticks his nose in but isn't fully committed, giving Inferno the chance to
Go on, Inferno!
He's on the inside.
Oh, he keeps it in, he keeps it in.
And I think he can hold that. Can he?
Maybe we'll go for a switchback over here.
Yeah,
it
really
will.
deep from Nico.
Man, I have to say though, like, Inferno's just underrated. He really is. I really think, give that guy a couple more months, maybe for the next game, he's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
he's got the craft down, he just needs more time.
Oh, Netherwick is pitting, which was kind of foreseeable because he was dropping time, even though his pace was probably, like, in a vacuum better. But with the tyres dropping, the undercut being quite strong, it was a logical decision for him to pit now. But I'm actually quite surprised no one anticipated it and covered it off. And yeah, I think Inferno has gotten better and better over recent times. He's gotten some podiums in SLR Tier 2 where I'm like, well, how come I wasn't on the podium Inferno was there? And then I realized, he's really quick now. So maybe, you know, times change, and only because someone was in easy position a year or a season ago at the start of the season doesn't mean they still are. Wimpy is another great example of that. He has improved quite significantly, especially with a switch to the wheel. Kubson drops the position to Toadza up front. They are actually fighting for the for the lead of the race, but I think they've been undercut by Nesvik, so Nesvik got himself out of that DRS window. And now we're gonna see a send from Kubson. Maybe we've seen that work earlier in this race already. Meanwhile, Bertie and Nico are still fighting, and we're probably gonna see exactly the same scenario, which is what I meant. But we can do a lot of side-by-side racing in that third sector. And now we're gonna see a run onto that long right-hander that you can take completely flat, unless your tires have gone. And what a save from Bertie in the Ferrari. That was, I thought it was certainly gonna end in tears, and it didn't. So credit to him. He stays out though, which is surprising to me. And so do the leaders. They're holding each other up. I mean, they must be losing time to Network here. Why are they not pitting?
Yeah. This is a bit confusing.
Also puts Bertie in a really weird situation because he probably wants to pit this lap, but his teammate also wants to, and 5 seconds, or that's like 6 seconds, 7. I don't know if that's enough. Sometimes the pit crew can be a little bit asleep when it comes to pitting. I've been held after being like literally half a lap behind my teammate before, so I wouldn't trust it, and he's in a weird spot now. Of course, too much to anticipate that. No one attacks anyone in the group of 3 at the start, at the front of the grid yet. And Nethluk has of course got to make his way through the order down the grid a little bit, and he's picked up Ocean Chief as a start. And getting himself into the 8th position. So I think he didn't really lose any time there. Jonah and Koopson, they're actually all staying out. This is way too long. I don't think they've done race runs, because the AI, the game itself tells you that he wants to pit quite early. And if you look at Netflix's pace, it is not really true. You want to the other way around. It tells you that he can stay out until like lap 11, and that's the fastest. But I just disagree.
Yeah, it's not necessarily true. No.
So Jonah with another penalty, so he's almost prematurely knocked himself out of that fight. So these drivers have all gone a heap load of time to Netflix, and I think that will enable him to just pursue victory without any further hesitation. Crimson seems uninterested genuinely in attacking Toadza at all. And Jonah is not able to attack Crimson because Crimson himself has DRS of Toadza, so there's a little bit of a stalemate going on here. No one is attacking, or rather passing anyone. Oh! Late send from Mario! And that, I think, was damage to his car potentially, even though I don't see anything now, but there were certainly particles in the air. And Lars is not going to be happy with what he witnessed there. And we've got the yellows out on track, and I don't know what it is. Is it oh, Vessel! Vessel's dropped some positions, and he's now clashing with Jonah on the pit exit, who he has quite clearly undercut. And Jonah looks like he's lost a lot of time there. And now they will, I mean, they will need to close the gap to Justin, who's also pulled off a masterful undercut on all of them.
Did both the runners just spin them?
I don't think Vessel spun.
Oh, okay, because his teammate did.
Oh, and it was him. I just
Nico
saw that
Rosberg.
Vessel lost position, so I thought. Well, anyway, so Nefluke gets himself into P2, still in net P1 obviously, and JJ needs to pit again. 7-second gap is not gonna keep him ahead by any imagination, by any stretch of the
Timo,
imagination. Yeah.
they won tires. One day too.
No, it's just like completely, yeah. Anyways, so who is they? Give me names. I need to know.
No.
Give me names. Otherwise, I will black screen for the next 15 seconds to look up myself.
Ow. That's quite sad.
Tell me.
That's quite sad, Mr. Timo.
Tell me.
I haven't been given names, I just received a post-it note. What
Oh.
says tires, Timo?
Well, that's fair. Why are they giving a post-it note to you and not to me? They actually have.
I don't think they like your particular amount.
I think that's fair. I can see why.
Yeah,
Actually,
me too.
Interesting decision. Of that's why you're my my official stand-up co-commentator, and this is your third broadcast this season.
Is it even?
I think it is. Well, you did Spain. I think you did one in the meantime, and now you're doing this. So I think it is the third one. Yes.
Okay.
Might also be the second, which is amazing.
I think it is as well, yeah.
Didn't you do Suzuka?
I
was Karen.
don't remember.
That was Karen.
I don't think I've done this in a while. Maybe Austria.
Oh wait, I just absolutely missed an overtake here. We've got the Red Bull of Larsen fighting with Nico Rosberg, and I think Nico's actually got damage to his front wing. No, he doesn't. So the hard tire is still with a massive grip disadvantage. Larsen takes a massive swing, allowing Nico to look down the inside, and it doesn't help him in the long run now. And now you're gonna see Nico getting closer and closer. Well, Virgil getting closer and closer to the car of Nico, because those hards just don't offer any amount of grip here. And running side by side through turn 1 actually for P2 are Kupson and Toadza, both still without a penalty. And they're gonna fight it out for P2. Virgil has passed Rosbot in the meantime, can't keep track of all of the stuff that's happening on track. There probably was a DRS pass into turn 1.
They just got the death sentence there because all of the hard runners I don't think are going to get anywhere near the points now. Everyone around them has already pitted, so I mean, there has to be a miracle for them to get anywhere near the points with those tires. They're not very quick around here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, they're okay, but the tire were advantage is like negatable, so I don't think there's literally any point.
No, like the medium runners will be faster per lap than Terra. So,
yeah, I think at the end it evens out, but at the end you
yeah,
still
way too late though.
Yeah.
It won't make a difference.
Like I mean, the hards will never be the quicker tire. They will just
Lambert overtakes Larson here, by the way. They're very close to each
Pix
other.
also getting Nico.
Oh, yeah, there's two fights going on right next to each other right now.
Oh, Nico with an absolute send on Pixel, who
Yep.
fails to clear the midfield for now. He doesn't look like he's having the best of races, but is still within a reasonable touching distance of points, even though he's got a penalty, which will, of course, soften that, or, yeah, a little bit English.
Ah, yes. English. You have achieved English. Let's have a look here. Jonah and Vessel. Pretty damn close.
The Pentagon dance, are you in?
Yes.
That's amazing.
My controller died, so I'm using my keyboard now, sorry. To switch through the cameras.
Eddie gets himself a penalty, he's running in P8, and he's got his teammate in front of her right over his rear. So,
Yeah, watch out for Vessel and Jonah here. There's going to be a bit of a DRS train here. So this next corner might be hot.
Yeah, I wonder how Justin is going to feel about all of this. He's got Vessel behind him, and Vessel is a quick boy. So,
yeah, Justin has said he's hoping for a podium here. And he's not too far off it. But the three guys in front of him are really, really quick, so...
yeah, I mean, this feels, not to try and talk down this championship, but of course, I mean, now needs to... There's two factors, like, oh, Messi goes off track here. But, so first of all, Justin, of course, has dropped the assists. And then, second of all, he is... the grid has increased in strength significantly since... this streak where Justin won like 4 races in a row and basically sealed the championship. So with that being said, I think like getting onto the podium is not like for championship for the champion of the season. It's still not sad to have that as an objective to get onto the podium. Jonah with the third penalty, being way ahead of everyone in that regard, and I'm sure he'd wish that he wasn't. Pixel, speaking of being ahead, has cleared Nico, and you know, I wasn't gonna throw shade at him. He is 3 seconds adrift of Larson, so that will be his next task to get himself there. Jonah and Vessel are really close, and I think that might actually be the move for P5 happening here, even though it won't ultimately matter, as Jonah's only got 9 penalty seconds, and Tones and Coops are actually fighting up ahead as well. They're going side by side through Sector 3, passing the sector split here, and now maybe we're going to see a late lunge from Coops. No, it looks like both taking the conservative wide line. Infernoco is past Eddie, and Wimpy is also past Nico, who is kind of losing traction. Jonah has cleared Vessel. So now the question, Ian, can Jonah hunt for Justin, who casually takes the IndyCar line? And oh, there's an unexpected send. He goes alongside the car of Justin, clears him into turn 2 already. I did not see that one coming, and now he's in an interesting situation, because if he gets a really good run through the S's, he's set. Oh, Toadza and Vessel both with penalties. If Jonah manages to clear them properly in these S's because he thinks he is faster than Justin, then he's just done what he needs to do if he wants to run away from the two behind him, because they'll be busy fighting each other for them in the meantime, and that might give Jonah the head start he needs to run away. But then again, he's also just given Justin the DRS, so maybe it would have been more wise to pass him here and then make the gap. It looks like They are just about bunched up, so he's just taken the lead of this group, and now the objective has to be to make a second of a gap. And Toadza is closing in significantly on Netflix, who seems to be struggling on their space. Maybe just because the pad still overheats mediums in the S's, that's very possible.
I wonder if Vessel's playing the long game here, or if he's actually just desperately trying to stick with them.
He doesn't have much ERS, so I think he's probably been trying and now he needs to think of the long game. But
Yeah,
actually,
Jonah has
short-term-
left already. He's off for his own thing.
Short term, Vessel needs to get past Justin. I think he's got the pace too, and it looks
This
like...
next DRS will be his unless he makes a mistake here.
Yeah, because Justin has lost them, so...
Yeah,
I mean,
crucial
Vessel's
now.
run hasn't been amazing, so I think he might be out of luck there. He needs to go really deep into that corner and look like a good effort on the brakes. I just don't know if it will be enough. Nice fold, mate.
Yes.
Is it recording your video chat?
No, I need to check something though. Hold on. I'm here in spirit.
Really sideways from Justin, and Vessel sees this. I mean, he can see that Jonah is currently checking out. He must be absolutely... I mean, he must be worried about that if he still wants to contest. I mean, of course, the penalties are going to play a factor, but he's still going to be worried. He wants to be dragged along by Jonah. He is getting closer and closer to Kupson and Toadza, who seem to be the fastest cars in track, though. So Vessel just hanging on to that DRS, not doing too well right now. So, but I mean, for his for what he normally does. And Bertier sets the fastest lap of the race in P9. He's actually doing a brilliant job. He's come from last on the grid, and now he's already P9. So that's 10 positions gained, and he's got 3 lap newer mediums than anyone else, which is going to be like a little bit of an edge on this. Might pay off. Pixel with another penalty, making it more and more of an uphill climb for him to get the podium. But Kupson has been running behind Toadza, and now he just casually overtakes him. I thought that because Toadza set the fastest lap, and it was more that Kupson just held on to Toadza, but it looks like that's not the case. And now the Red Bull is in P2. And Bertier is actually very close to Inferno Coil. Maybe we're gonna see the next move, the 11th position gained from him. As Vessel still behind Justin, but Justin gets a penalty. So now Vessel and Justin both have penalties, and they're equal on that front. But I think we're going to see a move here at the start of the straight. Inferno Coil pulls away a little bit, but that's just the Constantino effect. Now with the send is Bertier, and I think... oh, he's not got that done because he goes really deep into that corner, and Inferno Coil holds on. He's getting clear of him, which means that he probably doesn't have to worry about a front wing stuck down his inside in the S's of Sector 1. So nice defending work from the Brit here, and he holds on to P8 for the moment. Wimpy kinda in trouble. He's caught up to Pixel, gets another penalty though, and he's not running in touching range of the podium. Yeah, that as well, but points. Oh, Bertier now finally passed Inferno on the back. I'm sorry, I'm missing lots of overtakes. Got himself into P9. And I wonder how far he can go, because he's got NJJ ahead. I think he himself has penalties, but NJJ definitely does as well. And 5 seconds, 8 laps, doable if you're quick. And I think he's proven himself to be quick so far. So expect something to happen there. And Justin and Vessel have absolutely dropped Jonah the other way around, actually. So with the pens, it might actually still be close by the end of it, because he just needs to get 2 seconds more on him to have that position.
Yeah, should probably have a quick look at the penalty situation as a whole. We've got Neth and Cubson both with only a warning each. But oh boy.
Yeah, go on.
Jonah has 3 penalties at the moment. Tulsa also has 1 penalty. So Jonah has 9 seconds. Tulsa 3.
Justin has...
Justin also has 3 penalties.
Oh dear. Vessel has at least 1, I know that.
Vessel has 1, yeah. And yeah, that's about it for the top 6 there. So Jonah definitely not looking great there on the penalties, and neither is Justin.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. If Furiosus comes into the pits, it won't matter for his result, but he's probably gonna snack that 1 fastest lap point away from Bertier.
What this means though also is that Vessel and NJJ are actually P4 and P5 respectively at the moment.
Oh, could they actually? P4 and P5, yeah. Wait,
So,
Vessel and who?
Vessel and NJJ.
Oh wait, does NJJ not have penalties?
No. I don't think so. Hold on, let me check again. I don't think he did. Oh no, he does have 1 penalty. But even then, I think... what's that then? Yeah, no.
6 seconds.
Yeah, just about. He's just about out from it.
Vessel's still behind Justin. I'm really surprised. Justin is holding his own really well, and I think Vessel needs to get past this time. I mean, surely he's going to be close enough. I wonder what's happening. I mean, he must have been close enough for a lot of time, but now he will finally go for it, I guess. I wonder. I mean, does he just do something wrong? Oh, he gets a second penalty. And that increases the heat, because now he needs to get away from NJJ. And Justin, he needs to be within 3 seconds of him. There's a 36.7 there, and it's just not enough. I wonder if he's running really high wings or something. And up front, Kubzon, who's currently still without a penalty, is closing the gap to Matwick, but I think at the end of this, he's just going to run out of time. That surely was another warning for Vessel, because he was running 4 wheels off track there. And that was probably maybe another one. Am I seeing things here?
What is that you mean to know?
I think Vessel just got at least 1 warning, probably 2.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, I saw he did that previously as well. Let's see. He has 2 penalties and 2 warnings now.
Yeah. Then he definitely got a warning on both of these. I saw.
Oh boy, Vessel.
And Wimpy is now clear of NJJ. And Vessel, I think, is finally going on a move for Justin, and I think it might work out this time, as he needs to go full on off track, and he gets a penalty for that. And now he will collide with Justin as he sticks his nose in and does a full on donut. This is a Roman Gross moment. And Bertier will say thank you very much to him. as he's coming up to his back. So Vessel's race completely falls apart in lap 22 as he gets loads of warnings and then spins the collision with Justin. I'm not going to judge anything in that incident. I really can't tell, but up front, and that's going to be interesting because that's a fight for position, and Nefluk looks slow. I mean, I can't say it any other way. He just kind of looks slow. I don't know what's going on for him. I mean, look at him. He's just not. I mean, yeah. Normally, you would expect someone to carry way more speed through there than he is apparently able to do. And there is a Hungry red call here, so this might actually be close at the final stage of this race. Nico has repassed Pixel, so maybe we've reached the crossover point where the medium tires are inferior to the hards. Oh, wow, that was lag. Okay. I've already got launched there. I mean, I've seen Pixel launched over curves in the past. Oh, Justin, nice weave, mate. But it's not gonna save him as... Oh, wow, he almost drives into NJJ there. He really doesn't want to give that position up. But there's no way he's gonna contest that because 3 penalties against 1 and also the DRS help NJJ into a better position. NJJ is not gonna get close to Jonah at all, but because he needs to gain 1.6 seconds from there. But, oh, Pixel passed Nico again. Presumably down the main straight, yeah, that's where it happened, and I think that is clear by the looks of things, but Pixel is getting so many screen freezes that it actually isn't. I think that might actually be a part of why he's just tumbling down the order in this race.
Oh man, that is frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell it's cloudy in Ireland. Oh, Justin has passed NJJ again. I didn't think that was coming, but he has done so, credit to him, and Bertier is really close to Vessel, so I expect to see something soon. And where, yeah, Pixler spun, and his race completely fell apart, and he retires, and let's hope that's not a safety car, because that's not in the pits. And DJ Mario has actually lost the position to XTXP here. Finally, Opel Renault. Bertier really close now. I think NJJ and Bertier are both gonna go for a move. Tota's almost dropped back from Coupe Zone, but oh yeah, look at the overspeed this time. Oh, can they save Justin though? I think NJJ might have been a little conservative with going into low engine modes here, and a mirror image is happening right behind them as Vessel gets wrestled off a little bit. Bertier takes that position.
Vessel gets wrestled.
He gets wrestled off track, yeah? That's exactly what I said. Is there anything
Vessel
funny
gets wrestled. Get it?
Is there anything funny with that? Huh?
No, not at all.
Amazing. So... Justin. I wonder if you can counter again. You did earlier, but that looked like a poor run, so I don't think there's anything to be done about this. Yeah, certainly not gonna move into turn 1 here, so that gives us the right to focus for... Oh, Toadza with another one. So that completely throws him out of the fight for this victory. But I think we're still gonna have a fight, because the gap to NJJ, to Nethbuk from Kurbzon is 1.4 seconds, and the Polish driver is right at the heels of the Dutchman. I think Nethbuk is Dutch, yeah, he is.
I feel like half the people league racing are Dutch, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it's like... I think just generally in racing, the most nationality, the nationality we've got the most are British and Dutch. In ACC we've also got a lot of Irish folk, but that's about it. Oh god. We're seeing Kurbzon being 1.1 seconds behind Nefluk, and if Nefluk's struggle for grip continues on, and I think it might, also he's completely running out of DRS, then after the next S's we might see a DRS attack from Kurbzon, And I wonder how he's going to approach that. Is he going to try and restock on ERS and force Netflix out of more battery than he already did by just being close to him? Or will he just go for it relentlessly and just try and hammer past and to get that position? So 1.2 at the start of the S's, and I really wonder how that's going to turn out. You can see Netflix is lifting so much more if you compare the two right after each other, and that is why he's already lost a tenth through that section. We're down to 1.069, and I think with the exit...
He's trying to increase the gap again though, but yeah, he is really pushing. His ERS is completely gone. He's not going to have enough for the straight here. He's really, really in trouble right now.
Yeah, it all looked so comfortable for him, but he's lost another tenth in that first sector, and there are enough laps for Kubson to get into the DRS, but I wonder if there's also enough time to get close enough to make a pass. So, and now he is in the window. He's in the window now, and Netflix needs to harvest, and Kubson needs to take this better. He's just on the edge. If he can stay with him now, then this is all to play for. If not, then Netflix might just about save it through the end of this race. But I think with 2 laps to go, Kubson is on for a fight, at least making an attempt at passing. The DRS measurement point has been passed, and I think Kubson was within the zone. Yes, he was, so he's gonna get DRS here. And I full on expect him to get as much value out of that as he can with the full-on ERS, and now he's already gone into conserving mode. Netflix is completely out of resources, but so is Kubson. The DRS is on the side of Netflix, and that just might just tip the scales in favor of the Alfa Romeo, who's been leading all race, who's looked untouchable all race, but the Pole has done a brilliant job to get himself into the fight for this lead, and he's got 1 lap and 2 sectors to go.
Yeah, gotta keep in mind both of them only have 1 warning each. Everyone behind them has penalties, so they're out of the play here. It's really just between those two.
Yeah, they have a complete vacuum, and now you can see we're entering a straight, and you can see Netflix really tried to clear Kubson here, but he's completely failed at that, and now he's out of ERS 100%, and he needs to harvest now because he's got 4% and Kubson's got 20. So Netflix finds himself in massive trouble. And I wonder how much time he will gain under braking. Their last lap is about to start. We're going to go into Sector 3 and expect Kubson to get as close as he can. And I think he's going to have 1 shot. I think he's going to try on the back straight.
On the back straight, he's going to have to nail it there.
Oh,
otherwise it's not
Justin
happening.
has re-overtaken NJJ. In the meantime, I thought that NJJ was well clear. With penalties, he still is, so this is not the most relevant fight. I don't know how about Birch's penalties, so they might actually still fall victim to him. But up front, I think this takes priority for now. Kubson doing all he can to conserve that battery, and the gap is about at 9/10 a second. But he's got way more battery. Nephew complete out of it. He will not use any through the S's, and I expect Kubson to get a lot closer there. Let's compare.
Yeah. I think Nathan Luke knows he's got to be charging now and not using it in the fancy little corners.
I wonder if Kubson is close enough.
well.
Is Kubson close enough? He might not be. It's 0.7.
Oh, he will be.
He absolutely needs to nail this. The DRS here is quite strong, but this is just about the edge. I think the ERS might make the crucial difference here for him to attack him, to give us a stellar finish. Nathan runs a little bit deep.
Oh, you know, maybe not.
I think he might just be safe here. But he's gonna run out of
is running
ERS right
completely
now.
out of ERS.
Oh, look at him closing. He's got 1 chance. Is he gonna send it? No, he's not.
He's not.
He wasn't in any position to do it, but maybe here he needs to get past, maybe through the long right-hander at the end of the lap. Maybe he can do something there, or a cheeky lunge here. We've seen passes here all race. He knows that he's got no time, and Nethlu goes a little bit wide, and that's going to give him a bad run. Oh, the Kubson throws it away. And in the last sector, he makes that mistake, and Nethlu gets to
He's going to be so relieved with that one there.
And he gets to save his ass across the finishing line. No other way of saying it, really. He's going to come home for a really good victory in his first race here. But Curbzone has done really well. Toadza Jonah also good drives, and Justin is just squeezed himself out of NJJ, and so is Bertia here. And I actually wonder if that is mattering in the final result. Who's going to jump to P6 or 5? It's actually Bertia and then NJJ. So he's done great from the back of the grid. Inferno also gets past Justin, so clean drive from him. Vessel, kind of disappointing, P10. Larsen P10. And outside of the points are Vessel, Wimpy, and Ocean Chief is gonna come home in P14. Is Tier 2 harder than Tier 1?
Confirmed.
Yeah, Ocean will have his opinion on that. To be fair, I mean, we've seen a massive increase in drivers lately, and also with high quality drivers, which I'm kind of surprised with. I mean, the game is like literally about to be dead. There's 2 more races and the new game is coming out when? June? So like in a month.
July.
Oh, actually July, okay.
Yeah. 1 month delayed due to the funny little virus.
Oh, okay.
We'll survive. We'll have around a month of
I don't think there is a world for me where I can survive without the F1 game.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that was just incredibly epic, Timo. What did you think about that race?
I left some paint on the wall there.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely did.
Any comments?
A brilliant victory for Alfa Romeo. What do you think gave them the edge?
Oh, I think it was the tire management today. I do not remember the rest.
I think it was a safety car.
Yes.
You have no proof
Safety car made all the difference today. Yeah, except the recording. But apart from that, I do actually not have any proof.
That Photoshop exists, okay?
Yes.
Evidence can be fake, don't trust anything.
Yeah.
So the safety car has given Netflix a brilliant victory, and Curbzone with a very German gap behind him. It's 0.999. I should have made that joke, but I don't care. So,
wow.
I think I've made it in the past as well, so it's fine.
Wimpy, he can't do that.
Please don't call Wimpy on me. Please don't call Wimpy on me. He's going to... He's not gonna talk to me and be like, Timo, these jokes are absolutely inappropriate. That's not how Wimpy sounds at all, but that's fine. He's just going to sit in my face in Brazil and Abu Dhabi of SLR Tier 2 and make me cry. That's what's gonna happen. And
an exciting race today then. Let's look at the final standings.
Who is your driver of the day?
Well, I think I have to give it to XX Nico _ Rossport XX. He really outdrove that Toro Rosso today.
I personally would disagree with you because I Am Bertia has gained the most positions, and that is everything that counts for driver of the day. So Botley are qualifying, and you're on for a good race. But like seriously,
yes, you and me in SLR season 2. Yes.
Huh? Did you give driver of the day out like that, or?
No, it was given out to me like that.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Like 4 or 5 times in one season because I kept qualifying fully.
Yeah. My master plan is completely different. It is convince everyone that you're really terrible by being really terrible, and then as soon as you do something good, you're gonna get a driver of the day for it consistently. That's why I got 3. I mean, in my whole league racing career, I got 3 driver of the days, and they were in the span of 5 weeks.
Yes.
Yes, it was all. It was the first podium, the second podium, and the first win, and that's it. And I'll probably never get any again. So,
to be honest, man.
To be honest, so that's that. That's how you farm driver of the day, folks. That was a good race, I think, and we're gonna see maybe some interviews if you want to be interviewed by us.
Justin is in general too waiting, so we're gonna do the big zoom, and I'll leave it up to you.
Of course you will. Anyway, I've never talked to Justin after a race. It really happens rarely. So how did that race go for you? We, of course, I mean, I saw your comments earlier before the race that you were hoping that you were maybe going to be able to fight for a podium. In the end, it didn't happen. Is that are you more bothered about the fact that you weren't able to contest that, or are you just like satisfied with how you held your own in that midfield, because it was quite strong?
Well, starting P8, finishing P8, I guess it was neutral. I guess it's as best as you could be when you're in my position. But losing a lot of time with the people around me. I don't really know why I was slow, why some were quicker. But yeah, it was a meh race for me.
Yeah, a real meh out of 10.
Yeah.
The next question is 100% meant to be serious. How much harder is 2 SLR Tier 2 than SLR Tier 1? How much better is the grid here? I mean, we're just amazing, aren't we?
Well, here, especially here, this tier versus tier 1 in SLR, honestly, personally, I found SLR tier 1 much easier because, well, people around me here, you know, they have ABS, traction control, it's easier on the road.
Nice.
And I just
the high ground, gotta use it.
I just found it much easier in tier 1 since everyone was on level pegging.
It's actually interesting. I mean, obviously SLR Tier 1 is really fast, but I've been really impressed by the quality of driving in Tier 2 lately. I mean, this might be a little bit of a weird question of like self-evaluation, but obviously if you've won the title, do you think it would have been like how much do you think it would have been achievable had we had the grid we had today for like the entire season, even with your pre-assist pace?
Yeah, impossible, I'd say. Or
really? Okay.
Well, I don't know really, because with assists I'm a completely different driver than without. Like right now I'm still trying to ease my way in, but with assists maybe, without no. I don't know.
Well, then at least you'll you have a good challenge at your hand for next season if you're gonna stick around, unless of course you're gonna try and promote to tier 1, which is not out of the question, I believe. So that's interesting to see. So if you stick around, it's certainly not going to be for lack of a challenge, but probably for a lack of interesting racing assist drivers. So yeah, I mean, good luck for the last 2 races of the season, and thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. I'm gonna move you out.
You too.
See ya. So that was Justin, and because no one else is here, I believe this is probably the end of the broadcast. So I want to thank you.
Wait, just a moment. Just a moment before we quit. I want to get someone else's opinion real quick. Milos, what was your opinion of the tier 2 race today?
Lama foul, bro.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
And with that, we can conclude.
That's perfect. Actually, this just made me realize how this is gonna come across really weird, but how much I miss Terra's presence here, because
Wow.
I actually sorry, no, I actually I just realized that normally at the end of each broadcast I would feel that sense of dread in me, because Terra was gonna ask me because Terra was gonna ask me for my final thoughts, but he's not here anymore. Rest in peace.
Timo, you left a lot of paint on the walls today. What are your final thoughts?
No comment.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for watching.